And now, the intro THORnews commercial. Hi, I'm Thor of THORnews, your Planetary Defense Commander. And every single month, I do a fundraiser to raise money to keep THORnews and myself up and running, bringing you the best information around. And so, I'm trying to raise $1,777 this month due to the coronavirus event outbreak, so I can prepare myself. And I've got $1,143 to go with like 5 days left in my fundraiser. And so if you would like to contribute, any letter I get in the mail is wonderful. I got my address up there. I got a PayPal, a Venmo, a CashApp, a Patron. And I got to say, oh my God, thank you to Lynn. Oh my God, thank you to Susan. And thank you to Donna. Thank you to Tom. Thank you to Kenneth. And thank you to Whimsical. And I'm also asking for your prayers during this time because it has been an emotional roller coaster. Okay, with that out of the way, let us get to the bad news. Because that's the deal, man. Apparently nowadays, all I got to do is give you guys bad news. And for like 5 years, I sat around watching the Republicans be like, Democrats are evil and they should all die. And the Democrats be like, Republicans are evil and they should all die. Well, guess what? You guys are going to get your fucking wish, man. Now, not everybody's going to die. What we're told on the coronavirus is it has a 2% kill rate. I would guess it has anywhere up to 10 to 20% kill or harm rate. And then we have supply chains breaking down. So, yeah, it's going to be dicey, man. And we would want to avoid a period of lawlessness spoken of in the Bible and in Nostradamus. That's part of one of the reasons I've run THORnews, is because we've been trying to use prophecy as damage mitigation and avoid total lawlessness, and because that would be hard to return from. Okay, so the stocks continue to sell off because all the news is bad, pretty much. President of France is like, hey guys, we are preparing for an epidemic. This is coming. And I'm about to run to the grocery store to go stock up on canned goods and toilet paper and stuff like that. I recommend you do the same. And since the 30th of January, I've been recommending you have at least 1 or 2 months of groceries, toilet paper, anything you might need. Okay, so yesterday, we had 800 million people in lockdown across the world. In China, South Korea, Iran, Italy. And so early this morning, Japan announced it was closing all schools through April, or until April. And so that adds basically 128 more million people to our on lockdown situation. And what I've warned is, well, I've been warning for years, that government really doesn't care about you, man. And that they all have quote unquote safe bunkers to go to. And so that when the shit hits the fan and the virus starts to break out in the United States, you're going to get like 48 hours minimum warning before they just say, hey, you're on lockdown. I know Singapore's on lockdown. And so honestly, I think the soonest that could come is 3 to 5 days. I've been saying the whole time this will be in the United States in March. And so you need to be preparing for this mentally, physically, spiritually. And I've even said, hey, I don't have kids. I've never been married, but divorced couples need to decide now who's going to get the kids during any type of a lockdown situation. And parts of China have been in lockdown for 5 weeks. We do not know when the unlockdown is going to happen. And just like in Singapore, if you break their lockdown rules, you won't get a second chance. I don't think it'll be much different here in the United States. And the most interesting story is this one coming out of North California. A woman was incubated at North Bay. The patient moved to UC Davis Medical Center on February 19th. Community spread would represent a significant turn for the worse in the battle against the virus. And how the woman acquired, it's probably not her, the virus is unknown. And so, U.S. patient 15. The patient is a Solano County woman who brought herself to North Bay Vaca Valley Hospital, a 50-bed community hospital in Vacaville, California, with the flu-like symptoms on February 15th. According to a person briefed on the situation, who spoke on the condition of anonymity, staff questioned her about her travel and contacts under the CDC guidelines, but she did not meet the criteria for someone who should be tested for the virus. And that's the situation, dude, is like Korea's had like 40,000 people tested. America's had like 400 people tested. And from all the stories that I've read, it's either really hard to get tested or we don't have the tests or the test is really expensive. But it's almost like, you didn't have cavities until you went to the dentist. And so I believe that the virus is spreading across the United States right now. And here's the deal, man. I mean, what I'm going to tell you is what I believe, although I'm super fucking accurate, man. Even compared to like 99% of all human beings. Because I believe it's a weaponized virus that got out of the lab. I believe there's some weird chicanery that went down. And so it escaped. And so this is an uncontrolled event. Who knows? It could be a controlled depopulation event. But what I'm saying is that this thing is weaponized. I think it's got like a 7 to 10 day stealth aspect in front of what we know. And so this thing could be spreading now. And so, it's a really weird situation. Hospital is monitoring the health of scores of staff members who may have come in contact with her. None have tested positive yet. And so I think it has an incubation period of anywhere from, 17 days before it even shows up. They say 7 days, and they say it stays in you 14 days. But then there have been all these reports saying that even if once the symptoms are gone, you're still a carrier of a disease like it was herpes. And so you can still infect people even though you are not suffering from any of the symptoms anymore. I mean, this thing definitely has all the characteristics of a weaponized virus. And, weaponizing a virus was the dumbest shit ever. And I remind you that if we would have taken my advice over the last 7 years and we would have united everybody, this would have never motherfucking happened, right? If we would have taken my advice, we would have avoided this timeline and this outcome. And we are in a situation right now where literally no one is working together and everybody's just blaming everybody in the most hateful of ways, which takes a lot of pressure off me as your planetary defense commander, because if no one's really going to work together, then, well, shit, it ain't my fault if this thing goes sideways into the toilet, but I'm going to do my best, man. Okay, and it's dangerous to put out good, solid information these days, more and more. Saudi Arabia temporarily halted all religious visits. That includes stops to the Islamic world holy cities. Brazil isn't letting the first South American case stop its carnival. I was sad all day yesterday. And so I woke up today and I have a little bit of joy just because I'm alive. So I'm making this video. Jim Cramer, we will now, I fear, begin to get in clusters from people who did not know they were sick because they did not go to China and have infected many in the interim. That's the next shoe. The Pope is sick. He may have the coronavirus. The vice president in Iran died today. Yesterday, the president, during his press conference, talked about how he was hugging some guy that was coughing on him. And, I have been in a soft lockdown since the 10th. And so it's going to get weird, man. It's going to continue to get weird. And, I'm just watching on the internets and even in my own comments, like, during this time, people are extremely hateful and just angry and blaming. And so all I know is I've done the very best I can. Jesus Christ said, the peacemakers are the sons of God, and I've been doing everything I can in my life to be a peacemaker. And so I'll continue, guys, to bring you all the information as I can. It's definitely has a dog-eat-dog world feel to it right now. And so I've been recommending for a month that you get ready for lockdown, and I would definitely not be worried about an election that's 9 months away, man. Like I said, they put all of Japan on a soft lockdown by closing all the schools. And so it's gonna get weird. We got a lot of problems. I don't know. It's hard to sugarcoat something, but unless we change our attitude, it could get really, really ugly. Okay, this is not the best video ever. Like I said, it's an emotional struggle just to have to bring you guys this bad information, and then, I don't know, at some point, like everybody in China who was reporting on shit disappeared. I don't have a whole lot of faith in our government, man. I know a lot of people out there in the world do. I don't know why they're at Astro Fight Club. Okay, so if you would like to continue, I've been doing a great job on this. I've been giving everybody warnings and accurate information all month, and technically all 7 years of THORnews. And so, you know, and my attitude is, look, man, I'm going to try and survive this thing no matter what happens. But if it gets me, well, the world just got shittier and shittier every single day, and it's like everybody lost their sense of humor, so maybe the dead are the lucky ones. So I'm going to do what I can to stay cool the whole time and hopefully get my sense of humor back. But, yeah, I would take this seriously. I know that, like I said, they aren't giving a whole lot of people lockdowns. You get, once they're like, oh my God, it's spreading, then like within 24 to 48 hours, they're like, okay, everybody's on lockdown. So it happened in Italy, happened in China, that's happened in Japan. Japan only has 200 cases infected and 7 deaths, I believe. And so that is the bar for, like, when we get 200 cases and 7 deaths, you can expect areas in the United States to be locked down. President said he didn't think it was inevitable, the disease coming to us, but he did say that, you know, the USA would take large lockdown measures if needed. And so I'm just telling you, get prepared, man. How we're going to keep our power grids up, I don't know. I think our entire healthcare system is super clusterfuck in every single way. Because, you know, we've been all about greed since the 80s. And then we couch that behind political hate and anger. So I think, you know, I've said the whole time, I spent all last year warning y'all about the post-December period. And that I've said the first 9 months are going to be super scary, super sketchy. But hopefully, after that, it'll get better. And so I'm hoping that we will have conquered the virus somehow in some way by July. So just make a plan to exist till then. If that's what you want to do, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's 2020. Everybody's an expert on everything. I'm a little surprised. I don't know. I'm trying not to be a jerk. But I love you. And I haven't really had a lot of fun the last 2 years. So I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Lord, why didn't I get to have some fun before the real stressful period? Or whatever. I just had a bunch of people trying to kill me. Okay, stay cool. God bless everyone. And hey, if you don't like this video, you're more than welcome to unsubscribe, buddy. You know? All right. Peace out. God bless everyone. Stay cool. And I love you. But seriously, thanks to everybody out there who's ever supported me, said prayers, just watched and had good feelings towards me. In a weird way, I've gotten to live my dreams out. I've been able to be cool, give you all good information, and try and help out everybody. And so if I do die today or tomorrow or a year from now, I did have the greatest life ever of all time, and I consider myself a real life superhero. Okay, stay cool. Talk to y'all soon. I'm now going to go to the grocery store, and I might do a little bit of that live, so whatever. Okay, peace out.